Yeah, because you didn't send it before and you keep lying. I'm sick of it. You didn't send it. You play
Okay.
games, and I have proof of it, and I'll send it to the court if they'd like to see it. She sent me fake ones. I called someone and they ghosted me, but I'm trying my hardest to get a lawyer for this. And if I do, I would request Miss Straub to pay for that because she has the money to.
For the record, this matter is before the court for continued pretrial conference subsequent to mediation. Court has been informed by Mr. Walker that Mr. Straub does not wish to mediate this afternoon.
My understanding.
All right, Mr. Straub, you should have told me that. We're wasting everyone's time. If he said, no, Judge, I want a trial date, I don't want to mediate, nothing to discuss. Could have avoided wasting Ms. Hill's time, Mr. Walker's time. All right, so as the court recalls, and I will assure you, Mr. Straub, the best resolution is one in which you participate. You go to trial, the courts can make the decisions. And normally most people want to have some input in those decisions. And in the court's recollection, there's only three main issues: child support, spousal support, and defendant's interest in a marital home. Whatever the interest is to be, was reduced by $5,436. Those are only four issues as the court recalls. Is that correct, Ms. Hills?
So those are the main issues. There are a couple of miscellaneous issues in the meantime. We have filed a show cause relating to Mr. Straub's removal of some personal property from the marital home in violation of the exclusive use order, and appearing at the marital home in violation of that order. We also, he had scheduled a hearing that he failed to appear for, asking to vacate the previous agreement. And the court ordered $520 of attorney fees to be paid by today. Granted, he has until the end of business today, but I'm not optimistic that that payment is going to be made in a timely manner. Mr. Straub also owes me interrogatory answers. Those are well overdue at this point, and I would certainly need those prior to any trial date.
Right. All right, so Mr. Straub, there's some preliminary matters that need to be addressed before we can schedule a trial date. The interrogatories, when can those be returned to Ms. Hills? Overdue.
I can get to them. I apologize. I've had a lot I've been trying to do. And as for the not telling you about the date, I just made the decision just now when I was talking to her when all of this went down earlier today. I would have told you earlier, but I had just made a decision that this is the route I wanted to take. For the record, I wasn't doing it for like out of disrespect or to anyone. It was because of the information between me and Ms. Hills wasn't getting sent properly in a way to where I felt like I could. I don't even participate, honestly. So I do feel like you could do a better job than at the point of where I'm at with it. So I feel like it's helping and not wasting people's time by just having the trial just go ahead. I apologize for that.
Okay, that's much better.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to repeat what you previously stated?
Yes, sir. Is I didn't know that I was gonna want the trial until just now earlier today. I kind of just now made that decision because me and Miss Hills, when I get information, when I share it between me and her, the information that she gives to me is fake. And I have the proof of this to show you, and she's done it multiple times. So it confuses me. And then I can't make rational decisions based off of the information that me and her are sharing. So because of this, I just want to go to trial so that I can show you what has actually transpired to this point. And then and I don't feel like I'm even really involved in it anyway because everything gets twisted. So I prefer you just to actually you do it. And then I know I might not get but I'm a fair guy, and I think that it'll be fair. So I'm not really worried about it, actually.
Okay. Okay, before we set a trial date, Mr. Straub, Ms. Hills is entitled to your written answers to those interrogatories. So the court's question is, can you have those to her by the end of this week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, today's Wednesday. Do you need till the next week to do that? We're not going to play games here. I want a definitive date, but you need to sign.
So if I can have a full week,
hold on. You need to sign. You need to complete the answers. You need to sign them before a notary, then return them to Ms. Hills. You do that, what, a week from Friday, say May 10th?
Yep.
All right. How many interrogatories are there, Ms. Sills? Approximately?
120 with approximately 20 with subparts.
Okay, 21. And can you do that by May 10th? That's a week from Friday, Mr. Straub?
Yes, sir.
All right, so ordered. Finally, there's a show cause before the court this afternoon which needs to be addressed. First of all, you filed a motion which was to vacate a divorce decree, and you didn't show up on your motion hearing. You scheduled for a hearing. You did not show up on April 3rd, and the court awarded Ms. Sills $520 in attorney fees. You need to pay that to her today. So it's 2:30. You've got till 5 o'clock to pay that $520 to Ms. Sills. Mr. Straub,
Okay.
can you have that paid to her today?
Yes.
Okay. Finally, it's alleged you violated a prior restraining of his court, prior orders of his court, that you entered the home, or you went on the marital property and you took a boat and a trailer, contrary to this court's order that you not do so. What's your response to that?
Ms. Straub told me I could take the boat.
Where is the boat?
In my front yard. I have I have 90% of my awarded items. Ms. Straub has slowly given them to me, just not all of them. And the boat was one of them. And she told me I could take the boat.
Your Honor, I can clarify that. She did initially tell him on the 20th of March that he could take the boat. That was before she let me know that he had asked to do that. He had filed the motion to vacate the settlement agreement at that point. She then revoked her consent for him to come and get the boat until that motion could be dealt with by the court. He then failed to show for his hearing. The court denied the motion, and at that point, I did advise my client that she could start turning over that property to him. But on the 29th of March, he had no permission to be on the property whatsoever, or to take any property. The court had not heard that motion at that point.
All right, but was that the boat and motor ultimately awarded to Mr. Straub as part of the settlement agreement previously placed on the record?
It was.
All right. All right, so obviously there's some confusion there, some misunderstandings. So I believe the court screening that deals with that issue. Mr. Straub's in case he can pay $520 to Ms. Sills today. He's going to respond to the interrogatories by May 10th. Ms. Sills, anything else that needs to be addressed before we schedule a trial date?
Yes, Your Honor. We had at the last hearing, as part of the agreement pending today, left Mr. Straub as an authorized user on my client's Cabela's credit card. He has since, and part of the agreement was that he would be responsible for any charges after the date that that partial settlement was put on record, and that she could make adjustments to the amount of equity owed to him if he failed to pay those charges to her. Since then, he has basically been running up the credit card, buying new large items of personal property, using the credit card far in excess of the status quo. The amount of equity that we believe will be owed to Mr. Straub, given Mr. Evans' historic and current appraisals of the property, with an adjustment for Mr. Straub's share of the marital debt, which had also been agreed to at $5,000 and change. She would owe him about $7,500. He has already charged up over $2,000 on that card. We're very concerned that he's going to keep going now pending trial. So she is asking that the court at this point in time, given Mr. Straub's failure to mediate in good faith today, which my client came here to do, we were hoping strongly for a resolution today. We are asking that she be permitted to remove him as an authorized user of that account, or at least that a cap be put on the monthly amount that he can spend and base that on the status quo. I think we probably need to talk to Mr. Walker about that a little bit, but our first request is that he be removed as an authorized user from that account, so she does not need to worry about that amount exceeding the amount of equity that she will likely owe him.
And that's Cabela's account, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, Mr. Straub, your response?
My response is, first of all, how would I pay Ms. Hills if she shuts off the card? So she's setting me up right there. It's very obvious. In order for me to pay Ms. Hills today, I definitely need the card that I think I am going to use to do that. You know what I mean? So that would be my first worry there. And my second worry is there's no proof that I ran it up with excess. Where's the proof? I haven't run anything up. And also proves that I'm only going to be awarded $7,000 for a house that's 190, more like $75,000, not 7,500, 7,000. So I'm should be enough for it to cover it, and or I'm not poor. So I could cover it or borrow it from my father, but shutting that card out today would absolutely make it to where Miss Hicks would 100%.
I'm not sure what the Cabela's account has to do with your livelihood, but the court's going to order that Ms. Straub can remove you as an authorized user of that Cabela's card. So you privilege you from charging any more than that Cabela's card, Mr. Straub. Okay.
So I can't use it, or
that's correct.
okay.
It's not critical until we have a trial date. You can get a Cabela's card in your own name, but you're getting removed as an authorized user of this joint Cabela's card. Let's not complicate things.
Okay.
Ms. Sills, you still need to talk with Mr. Walker to reckon on something else?
No, Your Honor, I'm satisfied with the court's decision. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Sills, from your standpoint, how long do you need for a trial? Can we do it in half a day?
I think we can do it in a half a day.
All
Yes.
right. How many witnesses do you expect?
My client and Mr. Evans would likely be the only two witnesses.
Okay. Mr. Straub, how many witnesses would you call at trial? Again, there's only 4 issues at trial: child support, spousal support, as well as the value of the marital home and your interest in that home.
Probably 5 people.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You'll need to disclose the name and the address of those witnesses to Ms. Hills. We're going to establish a date which you must exchange the witness and exhibit lists. Ms. Hills, have you received a written appraisal from Mr. Evans?
Yes, Your Honor, we have 4 total appraisals, 2 historic, one from Mr. Straub's appraiser, one from Mr. Evans, and current appraisals from each as well. We have exchanged those.
Oh, so Mr.
Nope.
Straub has a copy of the appraisals in your possession. Is that correct?
No,
My
I do
paralegal
not.
has sent those, yes. And we will
She did
resend.
not send me it. Yeah, because you didn't send it before and you keep lying. I'm sick of it. You didn't send it. You play
Okay.
games, and I have proof of it, and I'll send it to the court if they'd like to see it. She sent me fake ones, hence why she has to resend them. You did not send me a current appraisal. I sent you mine. You did not send me yours. Not very fair.
All right. The court's going to order that both you exchange exhibits and witnesses by a certain date. We'll address just a minute. Mr. Straub, you're going to represent yourself at this trial. Is that correct?
No, I'm trying my hardest to get a new lawyer. I called someone and they ghosted me, but I'm trying my hardest to get a lawyer for this. And if I do, I would request Ms. Straub to pay for that because she has the money to. And I don't. And I need to do a lot of discovery because they're not sharing the information properly, which I can show all of the information.
Mr. Straub?
Come in.
Mr. Straub,
sir.
we have that attorney on board within the next 2 weeks.
Yes, I will.
Right. Ms. Hills, I know we need to move this matter forward, but the court's reluctant to schedule a trial date. In fact, if we have an attorney on board that says I can't do it on that date, what's your thoughts in that regard? Do we set a trial date today, or do we set another pretrial in 2 weeks to see whether Mr. Straub comes back with an attorney?
I don't have an issue with the credit card issue being decided with coming back in a couple of weeks so that we don't wind up rescheduling a trial. I agree that would be a concern. I would also, if there is an attorney, like to have input from counsel regarding scheduling order information as well, deadlines as well. So I don't have a problem with a couple of weeks. However, if there's not an attorney on board in a couple of weeks, then I would certainly be asking the court to set a trial date at that time.
Absolutely. All right, so Mr. Straub, what the court's going to do today, we're going to adjourn for a couple of weeks so that hopefully come back with an attorney so that we can coordinate a trial date with that attorney's schedule to give you the benefit of having that attorney. And the attorney can perhaps work through Li's issues with Ms. Hills. Maybe he can help you facilitate a full agreement, which would be in your best interests. But in any event, the only order of the court today is that you respond and return the answers to the interrogatories by May 10th, and you pay $520 today. Court's also authorizing Mr. Straub to remove you as an authorized user of the Bell's account. So we'll give you some proposed dates for another pretrial. How about May 17th, 11 o'clock? Would you be available, Ms. Hills?
I'm checking right now, Judge.
Mr. Straub, it's a Friday, 2 weeks from Friday,
And
Yeah.
this would be in regards to,
just a pretrial. And again, hopefully you have an attorney here. If so, what I anticipate at that time, unless the attorney agrees he wants to meet with Ms. Hills, try to resolve this, the court would most likely schedule a trial date at that time. So if you don't have an attorney, the court's going to schedule a trial date on May 17th. When you come back, if you have an attorney, hopefully to review that attorney's schedule to make it an agreeable date and time for everyone, any trial date. And that your attorney may very well, I think any good attorney is going to say, I want to talk with and try to review things with Ms. Hills and attempt to reach our own agreement.
I can do
So
the
the big
17th.
question is, do you think you can have an attorney on board by May 17th? Give you 2 weeks from Friday.
yes, I am trying my hardest. I tried before and I already called someone and they kind of just ghosted me. But I will continue to try and I will try my best.
Okay. And you want to have that attorney appear then on May 17th at 11 a.m. That work with your schedule, Ms. Hills?
It does, Your Honor. It works well. Thank you.
All right, it'll be a Zoom pretrial conference. Mr. Straub will mail out you notice. You're still at 5951 North Ann Arbor Road, Dundee. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
They will mail you notice to appear via Zoom for a pretrial, May 17th, 11 a.m. There'll be a final pretrial. Hopefully you have an attorney on board at that time. Then we'll go from there, but please make sure you pay that $520 to Ms. Sills by the end of today and answer those answers interrogatories by the 21st. I'm sorry,
Okay,
by
thank
May
you.
10th. I'm
By the
sorry,
10th.
a week from Friday. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll prepare an order.
All right. That will conclude this matter. You can all zoom out.